Hey, welcome back. Okay, so we've got some parts that we can put on. So we've got the set of lower arms, and we've got the passenger side steering knuckle, and obviously the bearing ABS sensor ring all installed. So that's ready to go back in. So what I'm going to try and basically do today is to get at least this side built up. We've got the new shock in place. So that's just sitting there at the moment, and obviously our drive shaft and our steering rod as well. So what we'll do is we'll get the steering knuckle put back on this. We're just going to give those threads a bit of a clean up, and then basically start to get this reattached, put things back together, get the anti-roll bar hopefully fitted, and that will be this side in a good position then for when we come to do the new brake calipers and the tie rod ends, which I still need to get. And hopefully this side will be more or less complete. I've got some new discs as well, so they'll go on. And on the other side, obviously we've got the same parts, and the steering knuckle only just turned up for that one. So they need to get that bearing put in there and sorted out. But I'm actually going to leave this side detached for now, because I need to be able to get in to change the belt. I know it's a bit dark, unfortunately. Let me see if I can get some light on it. There we go. So we're going to leave this disassembled for now, just so I can get in to sort out the timing. We'll get the timing belt changed along with the water pump, so it gives us a bit of space. Once that's done though, we can then start to rebuild this side and get it back up and running, hopefully. So, let's crack on. Okay, that was a lot easier than expected, but yeah, that's in. We just need to put the bolt in there, sorry, the nut, just to tighten it up. We've got the old bolt in there at the moment, just holding the steel knuckle up to the shock. We're trying, well, we're going to get the lower arm position now, and we'll get that put into place, and hopefully get that all tidied up to this bit here. And then all we've got left then is our ABS sensor, which is going to go somewhere in there. And obviously we've got our tie rod end that needs to go in, and we can put the disc on, and hopefully after that it's just a case now of waiting for the calipers to turn up. So we're going to put some brand new ones on, because the old ones have seen better days, to be fair. And we should be really close now to getting this back on its wheels. They've all been refurbished, ready to go on. And then obviously the main thing then is to bleed the brakes again. So we had some success on the rears, but there's still quite a lot of air in the system, which is, you know, it's one of those things when you drain the system down. But we got diagnostic stuff to action the ABS, so hopefully we should be in a good place to do that, and as soon as those calipers arrive. So I'm going to get on, put on the lower arm. Sorry I'm not able to sort of video this, but it's pretty much a fairly sort of standard part to put in. It's just two bolts on the subframe. So it goes from this side, from the bottom to top, with a nut and bolt, and then the other side is just literally a bolt that goes straight through and threads into the back end of the subframe there. Once it's out in place, obviously we connect it up to the steering knuckle. We're going to lift the steering knuckle up, so we put a bit of torsion on the lower arm itself to basically just apply the final torque settings onto these bolts, and we should be golden. So I'll get some pictures, or I'll get a video later on, just to show you that obviously it's all been installed. Okay, catch you in a bit. All that running gear now installed. The only thing left to do now is put the new calipers on, and they finally arrived. So do is get the old ones taken off, get these ones fitted, and then hopefully we'll go through the next process of finally bleeding all these brakes up. So the pads, we've got some rainbow pads, and obviously one of them needs to have the sensor, so that goes onto the passenger side, so we'll get those fitted. And yeah, this is pretty much towards the end now of most of the restoration, refurbishment. It's just the timing belt kit to order now and have that fitted to this before we can start making it road legal, and then hopefully start getting some driving out of it. Right, let's crack on. Okay, so that's most of the parts back in now. We've got the anti-roll bar, new fixing in place. Obviously our steering knuckles back in, lovely new bearing and our wheel sensor ring, and obviously all that lower arm systems all in place. Bolts are on order, so for the moment they're just being held in place with the old ones, but went in really, really smoothly, which is good. New ABS sensors in, which is the original ones that Volkswagen suggests to use. So they're all in, ready to go. So effectively on this side now, all we need to do is get the rear dust shield fitted once that turns up. Discs we've got, calipers I'll have to order, so we're going to fit new calipers because it makes sense. If I've got new ones on the rear, it sort of makes sense to put the new ones on the front. So we'll order those probably at the end of the month. Obviously new shock strut system, so effectively a complete new front suspension. So only a couple of things left to do on this side is we need to order the right set of front brake pads. We've got an old wear sensor cable here. It's loosely connected for now, but we'll take that off and we'll get a new set of pads that actually has the wear sensor on it, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. Once we get the other side done, we'll tighten up the anti-roll bar clamp that's just in there, because they're on loose fit at the moment, just to help sort of centralise everything. And obviously, as you see, just a tie rod end to go on. So we're pretty much there for this side anyway. It went on a lot easier than I thought it did, which was good. No issues, like I said, just a couple of bolts that have been ordered. They're hopefully going to turn up in the next couple of days, so I'll replace those. So that's it for this side then. The only thing left we've got to do is we will need to do the other side. These are the wrong ones, so they're going to get put on a free website. Obviously we've got this side to do, but the parts are here. Obviously that's the old steering knuckle. The new one is all ready to go to get put together. Next on the agenda for this really is the, where are they? There they are. So the alloys, they're going over to a company in Swindon, and I'll put the address on the description below as to who we used. Got a fairly good deal on that one. Just by pure luck, they were doing an advertisement on Facebook, so I clicked on it, message, etc., and for that I got £50 off. And also, because I've already prepped the wheels in a sense of the weights, the tyres and everything are all removed, that's hopefully saved me another 48 quid, according to the lady in reception. So hopefully it should bring the bill down to just over or just under £300 with a bit of luck. I can't see any obvious damage or buckles to them. They seem to be relatively good condition. So all I've asked them to do is basically just to do a basic cleanup and a respray sort of thing. And we should be good to go. So they'll be heading off in a couple of weeks' time, and they should be done by end of April. And if I'm lucky, I'll get a set of tyres put on them. Just because we're getting very, very close now to me wanting to get this on the road for end of June. So it's a bit of a crunch time, but hopefully I should get there. So that's just basically what we've done this afternoon, just to get this passenger side sort of back together, so to speak. Appreciate, obviously, I didn't do a full install video sort of thing. There's plenty of other videos out there sort of thing, and I am really tied to a small amount of space. I'm trying to record it on this thing is near on impossible. But I hope it's been of use. What I tried to do is put a couple of the part numbers and stuff on there. And I'll also put on a fantastic website that I found, which effectively gives you an online version of, is it Autodoc? Not Autodoc, sorry. I'm trying to think what it's called now. It's like a parts catalogue. And it's really good. It's where I've got a lot of my replacement nuts and bolts from, etc. Some of the things that are slightly harder to find, it's all been described in there with original part numbers, and it links to either their website, or you can take the part number and drop it into any Google search. So I'll put the link in the description for that also below. Okay, so I've had some issues with this in the past where it seems to be a constant feed. So as soon as you start the ignition, you're getting the wipers moving. Going through, obviously the motor's fine. Going through the relay, that's okay. So the only thing left to do is we're going to swap that out for a new one. So we got this the other day, and what we're going to do is basically take this steering wheel off, disconnect the airbag, take the steering wheel off, and then basically break down those parts that we need to get rid of, and then put in the new one. Okay, so I managed to take off the main clutch spring. I think that's what they call it. Try and remember to keep that exactly where you took it off, and then put that safe. And we're just left with these. You can obviously see where the mould or the condensation has got in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if that will need changing at some point, but at least I know how to do it now. So it's simply a case of remove the old one. There's a little clip just here, just pull that this way and that just slides off. There's no other attachments to that, and obviously disconnect the two wires. So put that one away. Got a new one here ready to go, and it's just a simple case of pushing that and then listen to it click, and it's all good. Both the wire looms will be put in at the top, so they're all good. Now it's just a case of rebuilding, and hopefully it will resolve our wiper blade movement issue. Let's see. And put on the two wires at the bottom. Do that off camera. Obviously, this previous scuttle panel is been taken out, but it's been put back in again now. Our blades are in the right orientation, and they're all good and working. And the problem with the wiper stalk, where there was a short or something in it, That was replaced the other day, and now we have no issues, so I can safely say that when I turn this on, the wiper blades will not move. So that's in its neutral position, or off position. So if I turn the ignition on, hooray, no wiper blade movements. So another one fixed. So I thought while I waited for the other parts to turn up, I thought I'd try and tackle something that should hopefully be a relatively easy task, is to see if we can remove these light clusters and try and remove all the dirt and grime that's inside these. So I'm hoping it's a relatively easy task to do, but obviously getting into the nitty gritty of all these bits, that might be a bit more complicated, but we'll see what we can do. So all we do is basically remove this bumper. Basically these light clusters are held in by 4 screws, 2 at the top and 2 inside the bumper side there. So we've got to basically take this bit off, just drop it down enough so we can get access to those 2 bolts on each side. So let's see how we get on. It needs to be done, so rather than wait to the very end, I thought we'll use this time and let's have a go. Okay, so you catch up with us, and we managed to get the horns off. Obviously this was not in too bad a condition, but it was missing things off the back end. Clip was missing, that wasn't seated correctly. This housing was missing, so, and obviously the other side, I think it's this one, yeah. We found out that it had actually more damage to it than we initially thought of. So that was the decision to obviously get those swapped out. Managed to find a pair of these on eBay. So if you wanted to know what the number was, there's the part number there. That's for the passenger side. And I'll get a number for the right hand side. I'll put it up as a picture for you, because I've just started bolting this one in. But they cost 30 quid from a scrapper. Luckily, for a well-known auction site, there was a 20% discount on at the time, so I got 20% off both of those lenses, and they came in a relatively good condition. All the connectors were in place, the backing plate, and they even had the bulbs in, which was a bonus. So I've started to install that one. Just about to put this one back in now. I'll get those fixings put in. We'll give it a quick test, just to make sure that I'm happy that there's nothing wrong with the plugs or the looms actually inside. I've had a quick look, they seem okay. And once I'm happy that the lights are working, then we will put the bumper back on. I am conscious that obviously you do need to remove this wing at some point. But for now, we'll just put everything back together. It's a relatively easy sort of access to get to that wing anyway. And that probably won't be done until after the MOT now, because time is getting on. Let me crack on with this, just fit these back in. I'll see if I can try and take a video. If not, then it'll just be a case of a couple of photos at the end. Okay, let's get this back on. And hopefully, all good. So hazards, they seem to be working. Side lights, main light, full beam. So, how are we looking? There. Okay. They look pretty good. That light there, there we go, we have a knock. it's voiceover Dave here, so I'm just going to go through and show you the condition of the timing belt on these next couple of slides. As you can see from here, there's a lot of wear on them, a lot of corrosion. You can see the pulleys have all pretty much had it as well. So we're going to make a start now and get all that replaced. Okay, so the last big job to do in this car then is to get the timing belt changed. So we're going to start with that now. We're going to move these three ancillaries out of the way because there's access to our engine mount and obviously the mount that goes onto the chassis. So we take that off, remove that engine mount, and then that should give us better access then to the bottom part of the covers. Remove those, and obviously gives us access to the crank pulley and everything else. We've got a tensioner for our slip time belt here. That'll need to be obviously pulled back so we can get this off. Some videos say that you actually physically have to take it out. So if you need to do that, you need to take this heat shield off with the two bolts, and then basically you access the bolt from down within there to essentially take that tension off. Hopefully it's not needed, but you never know. So we're going to make a start. Apologies about not doing a full length video. I physically just don't have the room, and I'm only using a phone at the moment, so I haven't got anything really to sort of stand it up and do a really long video on it. But what I'll do is I'll do each segment as each part comes off. I'll either take a snapshot or do a quick video and then splice it all together. Hopefully that will be enough information for any of you wanting to tackle doing a timing belt on a 1.6 16 valve BCB engine. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so finally got to this stage. That bolt on the crank pulley, that was quite difficult to take out. I eventually used the auxiliary belt and fed it around the outer pulley and then onto these two pulleys here, and then the slack bit I just fed back in on top. There's a couple of videos on YouTube that show how to do that, to remove the crankshaft pulley bolt. It was tight obviously, but yeah, it's doable. So marked up where I was roughly. These marks are still the same, so they line up with what I've put on here. Seems bob on to me. Okay, so the system's all back together. We've got new tensioners, pulleys, water pump, obviously the two lots of belts reinstalled. We're giving it 2 full turns. In fact, actually we're giving it 4 full turns, just to make absolutely sure everything's lined up. So it's just a case now of basically getting everything back on, remove the pulley bolt, put the covers on, the external pulley, bolt back in, and then rebuild it, get everything back together, get the coolant back in, and hopefully we'll be good to give it a run in. So I'll crack on with that. Okay, so after a lot of toing and froing, we eventually got round to identifying the issue I had earlier on, and just to sort of emphasize that mark on the right hand side with the white line on the tooth gear lines up with the little dimple mark on the crankcase casing. So the one to the left, yeah, we just ignore that, was put in the wrong place. But everything's done. Essentially, I was a tooth out in regards to where these actually sat, even though with all my best endeavours using these tools to lock everything in place, I was still out by about a tooth on the crank pulley down below. So yeah, but it's all been sorted. It's all working fine, so I'm just in the throes now of putting everything back together. So just to recap, we had both belts changed. We got a new serpentine belt, new serpentine belt tensioner, along with the main timing belt tensioners that are within that system down there, and a new water pump. There's another pulley down here somewhere in there, and obviously another idler pulley there. So they've all been changed. Giving it a quick run before, and it's back to what it should be, which is all good, to be fair. I'm still waiting on, not too sure if I covered it, but I found an issue when I was doing the brakes where the vacuum line from the booster segment of the brake servo, the actual plastic hose was cracked and it was sucking air in. The secondary bit, which is this shorter hose here, the U sort of shape, excuse me, the U shape of this thing here, it's got a check valve on the end of it. That is okay. It has had a little repair previously when the previous owner had it, but I have checked it out and it is not doing any issues in that regard. So that at the moment I'm happy to leave on. That's doing its job. So we're just waiting on the main vacuum hose to fit back into there. What we're going to do now is basically finish off putting the covers back on this, get all the ancillary stuff put back in place, bolted down, and then we'll move into the other side where we'll start putting all the covers and everything back in, and hopefully then we can roll this outside and start finishing off the door panels. As you know, we were doing we had some water on the floor, and there's a mod that you can do where you take out the inner skin of the door panel, and you basically just run a new bead of sealant around it. So this one's still need to be done. Sorry, this one has been done. I just need to put the panel back on. Passenger side needs doing, and I think while I'm at it, I've still got enough silicone. I'll do the rear passenger doors as well. Headlight is removed. That's going to go off for repair. I've been told that I can tape up the wiring loom to the actual roof, and as long as there's not a hindrance to the driver or the passengers or anyone, then it shouldn't be an issue with regards to the MOT that's going to be done. So we're all in a good place at the moment. So for now, it's just a case of let's get all the mounting blocks back in, get them locked in place, and get this engine bay back to normal. Last thing to do is oil filter change. We've just loosened that off now. We've already taken the sump plug off, and that's all drained out. It's all drained out quite well. So we're just waiting on this just to dump all the remaining oil from the filter, give it a clean up, and then refill with some nice clean oil. And service wise, that will be everything completed. All new air filters, fuel filter, obviously oil filter's just gone in now. Had this timing belt done. I lost the sticker, so I've got a new one coming. So I'll just put that on there, wrote that down on there just so I don't forget. But yeah, the belts are all on. New tensioners, water pump, all that good stuff. Had it running the other day up to temperature, and as soon as it hit 91 degrees, fans kicked in, so all happy with that. I'm giving it a basic pre-MOT check as far as I can with regards to knowing what to check for. Obviously, the easy wins being the fact that all the bulbs and everything do actually work front and rear. I did have a problem with a fog light, so I sorted that out. Obviously it's all new brakes and everything else, so they should be pretty good. I just need to do another last minute bleed. I'm still not convinced all the air's out, even though I've bled this quite a few times. I think what it really needs now is a good drive, but I can only do that on MOT day, just to get the brakes bedded in a little bit. Interior's pretty much put back together as far as possible in terms of things aren't going to get in the way. So the lights and everything and the loom is all taped up out of the way so it doesn't infringe. Got a few bits and pieces here to do. This door card at the weekend to put back on. Tyres on. Get rid of Boris because he's been there for far too long. And then once that's all done, I'm happy with the brakes and stuff, we'll book it in for an MOT. All the other little things that I need to do, they're just niggles. So you can see on here that this wing has had previous damage, so we're gonna take that off and put a new one on. So I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment because that has been pushed in. But yeah, these are all sort of niggles really that I can do in my own sort of downtime at the weekends and stuff. But the crux of it now is that this is all just about ready to go. So a lot of stuff I haven't been able to video, just literally because I only have a camera phone and it is quite awkward within this space to set it all up. But I've got the majority of stuff which is underneath. The subframes, suspensions, all new brakes, discs, bearings, etc. So they're all on. The wheels have been refurbed, new tyres put on there. And basically, yeah, that's it. I think this has taken just over 18 months, 18, 20, yeah, about 20 months. So it's not been too bad. There's new plugs in there as well. New spark plugs. Did find that when we took these out, and we took the old plugs out, I think I still got them actually. There we go. You can see that they weren't too bad. I did initially find that the gap on these were 2 mil. I've set them back to 1 mil when I was running it up, just to take it in and out of the garage. But yeah, they've all been replaced. They're not too bad, to be fair. When they were running, that's not a bad colour on the end. But they got new ones at the right gap, and they've been running perfectly fine. I've had VCDS running in the background, and I've had no issues with the firing or any misfires or anything daft like that. So everything seems to be working quite well. So all that's left to do now is I'm just going to finish off getting this filter out, clean up the surface, and then put the new one on, and we'll get some oil in it. Happy days. Something else to get rid of. Trying to think. So the new plugs, and we're using the Bosch ones. These are double platinum. I don't know if you can see it on there. So we're using the Bosch RS double platinum. They're the ones that are recommended. We've got a 1mm gap, which I've just checked. So we're good to go. Be doing the oil later on. So that's those two bits done. I'd like to run it now, but because of the vacuum pipe being off, I'm going to wait. It is due in, so next time you see this video, I'll just add it on to the end. I should hopefully have that pipe here by the weekend. We can run the car up and go from there. Okey-doke.